Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching this video. The reason why I just have this little intro with Jason in here is I just want to apologize for the lack of uploads. I literally just have been busy, and I generally was just hoping to get this video out at the beginning of August. But due to some things, I kind of couldn't go for a little while, and I finally went, and I gotta say, oh wow, Spirit Halloween 2026 is crazy. I will give my thoughts on each animatronic at the end of this video, but without further ado, here's my footage of my store. I don't know why I keep saying that. This is actually one of my favorites of the year, surprisingly.
Once you're there, you'll never leave. I'll keep you company.
Really like that. The theme is so sick, man. Man, this theme is sick. I have Michael. He's one of the best pets of all time, in my opinion. He's great. This whole theme is crazy, man.
You look tormented. Do you need help with your love life? Do you crave power? Is it money problems or luck you're after?
Power. Power.
Strength. Power. Bah! Beware. This spell will turn your body strong, but your brain will be mush.
As you can see, Freddy is in the distance there. We'll get to him. But first, we have to see this monstrosity.
Can you believe stand still? It's time for target practice. Round and round I go. Where will my knife land? Nobody knows.
And then we have this over here, which you can actually move, which is really sick. We have the Haunted Books. I don't know why I tell that. Really sick. The animals there. And that.
Welcome to my lonely circus. Do you want to see a magic trick? Ta-da! What do you think? For my next act, I'll make you disappear.
Really cool. This scarecrow, I wonder is working. No. Okay, so there's someone at the xenomorph for now, but we can go around and check this out, which is
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies.
I think that's kind of corny, but it's fine. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre-esque thing there. They did a really good job with this theming. And you see one of my least favorite animatronics of the year. We do not have the Doc, but we do have Freddy over there. But of course, someone's over there. We do have Big Xenomorph. This one's having some problems, it seems. It keeps turning? Wonder why it does that. I do have him. He's he's probably my favorite of the year. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong with him. Just that sculpt work is crazy. Alright. We have Freddy Fazbear. It's the Big Bear himself. Man. Man. The scale of this thing is crazy. Wow. It's absolutely crazy, man. That we have an Xenomorph and a Freddy Fazbear that is ginormous, by the way. Absolutely ginormous in person. Just look at that scale, man. It really, videos do not show it enough. You really gotta check it out for yourself. But yeah, this theme is amazing. Just the little details like the skeleton, stuff like that. It's just sick. Just really sick. So now that you've seen my walkthrough of my store specifically, I know I did not see some of the animatronics, and obviously Jason here was broken, or Jason. I'm gonna give my thoughts on the ISE first. My thoughts on ISE, it is one of the best we have gotten from Spirit ever. I don't even think recent, I think ever. Only other theme that I think I liked just as much as this theme was Swamp Tours and Zombie Station. All the others, I pretty much liked less than this one. Not by much. Like the Asylum, I did like a lot, but overall, I think this is definitely one of the best years for Spirit, at least ISE wise. Maybe not animatronic wise, and I'll get into that. But for the ISE, it's amazing. It has so many little details. You have the Barnyard Butcher voice line in the radio, which is really nice. Obviously, probably hinting to a remake of next year. But you never know, because we have been hinting Pumpkin Nester they were hinting at Pumpkin Nester for what, like 3 years? And then finally released him last year. So yeah, you really never know. But hopefully he does come out next year. So yeah, I think the ISE is extraordinary. It might be a common opinion or overrated one, but it's an extraordinary ISE. There's nothing really else to say. So now to get to the animatronics. For the animatronics, I'm going to start with Jason, because he's the only one that I didn't see get to work. And in my opinion, this is one of the most overrated animatronics I have seen in recent years. As much as I love Jason, I hate the universe design. It is so generic and flat and boring. It's too small. It just feels too small. I'm sorry that I know that's gonna be a nitpick to some people, but to me it's a big deal. We have Michael Myers towering at 6'5", and we have a Jason at 5'11". That just doesn't seem right. I feel like if Michael was 5'11" and Jason was 6'5", that would be much more natural to me. Because obviously Michael Myers is not actually supposed to be 6'5", he's supposed to be around like 5'10", 5'11". While Jason is supposed to be towering. He's supposed to be around 6'5", like I just said. And I don't know why they made him so short. I don't know why. He just looks like a guy in a hockey mask now, basically. He's just so tiny compared to what he should be, in my opinion. Now, I'm gonna move on to another hot take, Pumpkin Punisher. I know a lot of people love this animatronic, especially as of recently. I love the concept of this animatronic, like the over the garden wall type head, or just vintage pumpkin design, jack-o'-lantern, whatever you call it. I've always liked how those looked, and I think they did a good job with it. If the sculpt had way more detail, I think it, like, in person, it looks a lot worse to me in the stock photos. It looks so washed out. The details, I mean, it just makes it look cheap. It makes it look like cheap plastic toy, and I just don't really like that. And I think the clothing could be a little better, but of course you could touch that up yourself. That is something easy to fix, but it's the head and the hands and the axe are what bother me. It just looks so cheaply done. And I'm sure it's not cheap material. It's just the sculpt itself. It just could be better. It needs better details and all that. And I know that's not a speed issue. That's more of a techie issue. I know techie has always had that issue, and I really want them to fix it because this animatronic is extraordinary by itself. The concept is amazing, but it's just the details, man. It just doesn't look good to me. Behind my next hot take, because I think a lot of people don't like this animatronic, from what I remember, Harmonica Hank. I really like this animatronic. I don't think it's like top 5 of the year or anything like that. I would say more around like top 15, because it's not like amazing. It's just good. I really like this animatronic. I love the audio for this animatronic. I love the haunting harmonica song that it plays. It's such good sound design. And from what I know, I think the quality's alright. It's YJ, so it's going to be questionable. It's probably plastic gears and all that, so maybe not the complete outdoor rated route that you're expecting. But from what I know, it seems alright. But yeah, I love Harmonica Hank. I love the way the head looks. I love that he's on like a like a tree branch. I don't know what the fuck it is. Something. And I just love his motion where it actually looks like he's playing the harmonica. I really like him. There's a lot to talk about. Holy shit. Next one I'm going to talk about is probably Willow Witch, which is probably another hot take. I know a lot of people love Willow Witch, and I understand why. But in my opinion, I think she's kind of mid. I think the technology is really cool. It's there. The technology is cool. But I think the witch herself looks kind of generic. The coolest part about her is her face. Her face looks extraordinary, that's for sure. I will agree with that. But I just think the clothing, the staff, the pink hair is just... It's just weird, and it's generic to me. And I get the main marketing point is probably the technology, so it's probably not going to be the coolest character design, but I just feel like it should. I don't know. I'm all for out getting unique witches because in my opinion, there's only like 3 or 2 good witches in all of retail, in my opinion. So I would love to see another unique witch, and I just don't think this one is for me. I'm just gonna go to Whirling Wendy. Another hot take I have. I think it's one of the worst of the year. I do not like Whirling Wendy. Now, I do love the concept of her. I love to see more female clowns. I think female clowns is like so in demand, and we don't really get any of it, sadly. There is this one concept art of a clown with a puppet and has a knife under it. I would have loved that, and I think it probably would have used the same head sculpt as Whirling Wendy, unfortunately, because that's my main gripe. I really don't... My recording for my voice just stopped for some reason. As I was saying, my main gripe for this animatronic is her face. It just looks weird. I really don't like the face. I love literally everything else besides the animation. The animation's dumb as hell to me. But the face, if they just fixed the face, the design would be perfect. I would have loved this animatronic immediately. And except for the animation as well. They should change that. I don't get the spinning head and the spinning skirt. I get that's trying to be goofy, but I just don't really like it. But yeah, that's my opinion on Whirling Wendy. wish it was better. The next one I'm going to be talking about is Crackles. I feel like this is probably at least top 3 animatronics of like popularity, I would say, at least for unlicensed, because I think Xenomorph and Freddy definitely do take the cake, but in terms of unlicensed props, I feel like this is definitely the most popular. And in my opinion, I see why. I don't think personally it's my favorite unlicensed prop, but it is an extraordinary prop. Now I do see a lot of problems with it, like the face not opening and stuff like that. I don't know if that's a wiring issue or what. I don't know what's happening with that, but that is a problem. But from what I saw in my store, I really liked him. I love the idea of like the vintage porcelain clown doll look. I love it, and the animation's really unique too, with the face splitting open and showing the fleshy head. I do think the fleshy head could look a little bit better. It's a little too cartoony to me. I wish it looked more monstrous, in my opinion, or just like maybe it's like a melting skull under it or something, like something morbid. I would have liked that a little bit more. But I do not mind it at all. I still think it's a really great prop, and I do think it could be a little better, but in general, I think just the clown look in general, without excluding the monster head, I think is a perfect design. I really like how they made him look dirty and vintage. It looks great. I love his color scheme. Everything about him is pretty much great to me. For the price for $250, by the way, I think that's a great price for him, especially since he's outdoor rated and his structure is magnificent. I've seen like videos of his structure. They're all really thick square tubed poles. Definitely get this guy if you really like him. I think 250 definitely is fair for him. Or you can wait for a coupon, because I don't think he's gonna sell out that fast, but he is gonna be definitely one that sells out before Halloween season. Well, it is Halloween season, Halloween time. I don't know what to call it. But yeah, that's my opinion on Crackles. Next prep I'm going to be talking about is Michael Myers. Now, I'm not going to go into depth into this one, even though I sound I'm going to rant about him, but I made a whole video on him if you want to check it out. I have a whole video about him because I have him. Same with the Xenomorph. I'm not going to yap about them too much. But with Michael Myers, I have said this before, it's top 3 retail animatronics of all time. I am a huge Michael Myers fan. I love Halloween, and he's my favorite slasher of all time. So I automatically had to pick him up. This is the only Michael Myers animatronic where I was like, I need this. I never cared for the Gemmy ones. None of those. I never really cared for those. This is the first one that I was like, this is Michael Myers. You get the original theme, you get Laurie's theme, you get his breathing, and his motion's pretty cool. And it's a collaboration between Spirit and Tots and SVI. So yeah, all around, I think he's a perfect animatronic. I know some people are going to say that 350 is a little steep for him, but honestly, for the license you're getting on this animatronic, it is worth it. It is definitely worth it. You're mostly paying for that license, and also since it's a collab with Tots. And it is pretty high quality. Like, one detail that I have not seen people mention, I didn't mention this in my review, a lot of people don't mention this, Michael Myers has mini pockets on his right side. A detail they never had to add, but they did, and I really am all for it. So yeah, Michael Myers is a great animatronic. Definitely pick him up if you like, Michael Myers and all that, because he is the Michael Myers, and I don't think we're going to get any better than that. Next animatronic I'm talking about is the Xenomorph, the big chap himself. If you guys do not know, I am a big Alien fan. I love Alien. I love Geiger's design of an alien. Of the Xenomorph, and I think this animatronic does it almost perfectly. Of course, it's not perfect. It's a retail prop. Nothing's gonna be perfect. But for a retail prop of $450 and not spending thousands of dollars trying to get a pro and arguably better Xenomorph, I would say, because it is better, you get a $450 retail Xenomorph that looks pretty extraordinary. I think it looks great. Like, the detail is immaculate on this prop. I think this is probably the most detailed sculpt that we have gotten on any animatronic ever, in my opinion. There's so many little details that they did not need to add. You have the little tongue inside the mouth that comes out. You have all the pipes and stuff going through the body. You have the dome, a clear dome, where you can see the skull inside of it. Really sick little details. And there's even some details under the body, where the speaker and stuff is. It's just little details that they didn't really need to add. And another neat little detail is that his control box still has like an indent for his tail. It's really, really, really cool. It's a really cool animatronic. If you're an Alien fan, this is like a must buy basically. If you don't want to spend thousands of dollars trying to get a pro one, it is amazing, and I'm pretty sure he's selling out pretty much everywhere. So if you want one, make sure to at least be there first day, because when I went to my store, there was none. They were all sold out, and I'm pretty sure for most stores they will be sold out as well. So if you do want a Xenomorph, make sure to get there pretty early because it is in high demand. Also forgot to mention that Xenomorph is my favorite animatronic in all of retail. I love this thing. Now we're going to be talking about the literal most viral animatronic of all time, probably. At least retail. Freddy Fazbear. So I want to convert. I want you guys to know that this is probably my third favorite animatronic of the year, and I know that does seem pretty low for most people because some people would put this in their number one spot. But personally, I used to be a much bigger FNAF fan. I loved the original game. It really felt different from a lot of games at the time, and it still kind of does, especially that original game. It was honestly unnerving, and it was just creepy, and like the supernatural elements being like vague and just so well hidden, I think just added to the fact that it was like you knew something was happening. And the other games just didn't really give me that oomph that the original game did. But I do really like this Freddy Fazbear. This Freddy Fazbear is really impressive in IRL. It's just not my favorite, but he is extraordinarily impressive. All the movement he has, he is ginormous. I think this is probably the biggest 6-foot prop I've ever seen. He is huge proportionally, and I do really want him. I am probably going to end up getting him. But he is extraordinary. He's an extraordinary prop. And I definitely see why a lot of people are trying to get him. And it does really suck that they underestimated the FNAF fans. I don't know why they would ever do that. They did the same for Xenomorph. How did you do the same for FNAF? How'd you do that? And I think they kind of did the same with Jason, but Jason's because I don't even know what happened. I think it was licensors or something. I don't fucking know. I don't know what happened with Jason. But with Xenomorph, you knew that was going to sell. And you still made lower quantity. And you still did it with FNAF, the most suggested retail animatronic of all time, probably. I don't know how that happens. I really don't know what Spirit was thinking. And that obviously caused a huge scalp, what I would like to call the scalp, the scalp of 26 from that funny image. But yeah, it really sucks that it has led to this point because it is really hard to get a Freddy unless you're willing to camp outside a Spirit overnight, which I don't think you should do for a Freddy Fazbear animatronic. You should never have to do that. And it really pisses me off because that's exactly what I'm going to have to do to get my hands on a Freddy. So yeah, see, it really does piss me off. And I think that is what kind of turns me off about this animatronic compared to others. But in my opinion, I just grew up more with like Xenomorph and Michael Myers and stuff like that. I still grew up with like Chuck E. Cheese animatronics before FNAF was even a thing. But yeah, definitely FNAF definitely is what caused a lot of people to like that type of stuff. So I do have an appreciation for it. It's just I don't really like any of the games after it besides maybe FNAF 2 and Sister Location. But I don't really like anything after that. I just never have. Besides Into the Pit as well. I did like Into the Pit. So yeah. What's your opinions on the Spirit Halloween 2026 season? I would love to know. Leave it in the comments. In my opinion, I think it's one of the best years we've gotten, but animatronic-wise, it is a little mix-mashy. I think the highs of the season are some of the best of all time, but the lows of the season are pretty low, and there are a lot of mid-animatronics this year compared to the highs. But I think those highs do really make up for this season being one of the best of all time. I mean, we got an Xenomorph, we got a Freddy Fazbear, we got a 78 Michael Myers, something that we never thought we would get. And we got another Jason, which is neat, but I don't really like the Jason, but it's neat. So yeah, that's my opinion on the 2026 season. That's about it. See you guys in the next video.